What's happening, Reject Nation? We're gonna watch ourselves Superman and Lois, episode 4 today. Been loving this series so far. Can't wait. I saw this go trending yesterday on Twitter, and I was really happy for it. Obviously didn't look at what was trending specifically other than Superman and Lois, so I'm really happy this show's getting the recognition it deserves. Guys, this is Reaction Highlights, full-length reaction watch-along where you sync up with the time code. We'll be over at our Patreon page. We're over there. We got the option for reaction highlights and watch-alongs for many shows. Thank you to everyone who's shown your support so far. Snyder Cut full-length watch-along will be over there this weekend, along with starting out Falcon and Winter Soldier. So we got even more coming in store, baby. Got even more. Last thing, gotta thank Pratham Jindal for editing these reaction highlights for us. He's edits for people like Jabby Koei from time to time, and now he started editing for us, and it's been fun, us going back and forth, figuring out how to edit for us. Because we're different.
It's always an art form.
It's an art form working around us.
Science and an art.
So thank you, Pratham, for all the hard work you're doing. Follow him on YouTube. Let's get into this. I went there 6 years ago, funny enough.
Huh. You shot some of this.
It's not Hans Zimmer-like music.
Oh, yeah. Man established a precedent.
Break!
Is that Edge? What are you up to?
Ooh.
Now the resurrection begins.
Excuse me? What are you up to?
Just being a good person, helping the town out.
Morgan Edge is at the football game?
He really cares about Smallville.
The town votes tomorrow on whether to grant him mining rights, so he's visiting all the spots, letting everyone see him as this man of the people, and pretending like he's actually gonna pump money into this area.
Boy, they really pack him in here, huh?
Dad?
I know it's a surprise, but it's John's home opener. Kent! Yes, Coach!
Not you.
No, not you. The other one.
Oh.
Coach Zack! Yes, Coach? I need you to get me that ball. You hear me? Yes, Coach.
Just use your powers, it'll be fine.
I guess it's the discipline of not using his powers that he has to do.
Yeah. Which will make him even better at football.
Nice, dude.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Recover that fumble. Yeah.
Yo, this is a great football game.
Yeah.
I was like watching a football movie. Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah. Rudy.
It's okay, Jonathan. Just be happy for him. That's all you gotta do is be happy. Don't be jealous or upset at all, Jonathan.
Just be happy for Jordan increasingly, no matter how terrible things get for you.
He's suspicious.
It's gonna be really awkward if crime goes down during a game, though.
How could you not tell?
What, that he's good at football?
He's not. The Kent family needs to fly under the radar.
My sons need to live their lives. Dad, Clark and I can handle this.
Look, we appreciate your concern. We really do.
There's an armored nut job on the loose who wants you dead. And your priority seems to be...
Coaching my sons, yes.
The military is terrified of you. Crime groups like Intergang are already planning an uptick of activity.
Damn.
Dude, no.
Metropolis Penitentiary. Why? Because if Superman's not around, the site is more vulnerable to...
Oh, Jesus.
They're moving Thaddeus Killgrave, psycho genius who got radicalized off hating you.
What could go wrong?
I will be there, but I'm not throwing away time with my family for a show of good faith.
Let me get my bag from the car. Stick around this weekend. Maybe it'll be easier if I pitch in.
That's good. He just wants to hang out with the family. Be supportive. I picked up on the right tone.
The real character shift.
Yeah, but it reads like a debate with a first grader. The mayor keeps saying jobs, and then you fire off a list of EPA infractions. This is exactly why I hired you.
I even did my own copy editing.
That part still needed some work.
Where?
Your old contract for your lawyer. We're aware of the piece you intend to publish tomorrow. How could you know that?
Any such action would be in breach of your previous contract, as I'm sure your lawyer will explain.
Jesus. How do they know about that? Does Morgan Edge have Kryptonian spies?
Maybe it was the chick from the last episode.
I can't believe this happened. Stupid, broken art.
Oh no. Oh dude, no. Whoa. What?
What is happening to me?
You're gonna be able to compete with Jordan. Yeah. That's what's happening to you.
That's why he plays defense.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's actually a great shot.
I don't know how that's really fair to any of the players, to be honest.
You just suggested it the last episode.
Taking over the whole team. There's room for you to step up.
Clark!
Just get better. Like how Jordan just got better.
Stop being jealous. Take inspiration from your brother.
A tiny favor to ask. I was thinking that since my article was shredded and I can't technically speak out about Morgan Edge, the next best thing would be to have Smallville's favorite son show up and say some words on behalf of justice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just found out Edge is at the mines.
If you wait, I can go with you.
No, I got it. You have practice. I can handle myself.
So much for Lois Lane's big expose, huh? Told she had nothing on Edge. Right now, it seems pretty clear to me that that's Morgan Edge bringing jobs in.
every line this guy has.
Have you come to take a tour of our facilities?
Look, I'm kind of bored with the whole faux British accent, billionaire at a football game trying to fit in conjure.
Lois.
I was
Oh
raised
my God,
in
who
the
cares?
Oh, she's badass.
Actually, I have one more ace to play. Bring it with me to the town assembly. Maybe we can talk more then.
Yeah.
Wish I played poker so I could understand those references they were saying about aces and stuff. Huh?
It's plays like these that make me want to quit coaching altogether and open up a pizzeria. Oh, you think that's funny, Harris? You know what? You could have caught that pass. Had you not gone to that keg party and busted up your arm?
That's how he busted up his arm.
The keg party. Fun.
This game is 20% physical, 80% mental.
Why would you let him stay?
General Lane, I need your sit rep on Killgrave. Go.
Einstein saw time as an illusion.
Oh no.
One that gets us to wear a watch.
Oh, I love this actor. Oh, what's his name? You might remember it, but I love this actor.
See, the thing is, that's not chewing gum. It's a temperature-sensitive synthetic polymer resin I made in the sink of my prison cell. Highly mercurial at an atomic level. Combined with the precise vibration of a ticking wristwatch.
Mission Impossible gum.
3. Wild.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, dude.
Zack. All right?
He's moving like a speedster.
Yeah. Just touching myself, man. Know where I'll be out there soon. Just touching it and taking a shit too. Just everything.
He just did a Dwayne Johnson.
Confirmed prisoner, Killgrave, Thaddeus R. Highest possible threat level. Bishop 6.
Yeah. Something's wrong.
Oh man,
This
Clark's got 3 problems to deal with right now.
This is very bad.
Seriously, did you tell your dad on me? What happened to your cat? It's driving me crazy, so tore it off. Hey, I'm sorry.
Look, whatever.
My arm's killing me.
Bishop 6, please respond. Priority Alpha.
This poor kid.
This is rough.
Yeah.
Bishop 6, we've got a hit on Killgrave.
Oh man, Clark having to balance both the shits. This is so rough. So rough.
Nothing on Killgrave yet.
If you weren't coaching football, maybe you would have found him.
Trying to have a life and everything.
I'm sorry for the changes you're having to endure. I know that you're showing signs of being special. And given that your dad is the most important force for good in the entire world, that means you have an obligation too. Don't waste his time. Try to think about the fact that when your dad gets distracted, Lives are at stake.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, man. You are helping right now.
Now, Morgan Edge made a lot of promises. He kept every single one of them. So I say, what are we waiting for? Let's sign this motion and get those minds going. Yeah?
So one-sided, it's pathetic.
Hey, where are you? You're literally my last shot at presenting my side of this. You know I would do it myself, but I'm trying not to get bankrupted in a lawsuit. Hurry.
Oh man, he can't balance. There's so much he's got to deal with. It's got like a Peter Parker's thing going on this episode.
Peter Clarker.
Do you want to grab a drink tonight? I mean, no kids, no husbands, just a girls' night out. I promise you it'll be fun.
Ooh.
All in favor.
Go cheat on your husband.
Exclusive rights to the Schuster mines. All opposed?
Nay.
Oh, stepping up.
Motion approved.
What time do you want to meet?
Babe, I am so sorry I missed the vote.
I know. It's okay.
No, it's not. I just want to apologize, and I want you to know that
Babe, I don't need an excuse. I know you have an excuse. You're Superman.
Lois.
Okay, fine, I'm mad. And I know it's irrational because I understand that there were lives at stake, but this was so important to me. And we lost the vote, by the way, and now I'm feeling guilty for wanting you to do something you said you would do.
Wow, this is so good.
Many layers of meta thoughts.
It feels like I'm really far down on your list of priorities.
Oh,
is that honestly how you feel?
Right now, in this moment that I might regret tomorrow, yeah.
That's a great scene.
I feel like the writers have been in therapy or something. Something about the communication in this show. It's gonna be so good. It's like the gray side of all of this. I love it.
Earthquake hands.
Sorry, I'll fix it. You can't afford a burger. How are you gonna pay for some nice-ass furniture? Huh? Hey, hey! What's going on?
Damn, this dude is really bullied.
Yeah, seriously.
What's going on? I don't know. I'll go check on him.
Oh, this poor kid.
How poor is this kid?
He's so poor.
He's so poor, he just gets ridiculed for it all the time.
That place he was earlier, that wasn't even his own home. He was broke into someone else's home.
Where's Killgrave? He just said to get you here.
For this sonic blaster to work, I needed you in closer range. Let me show you what this baby can do.
Ow. Ah. Oh.
Tag, just breathe.
Whoa! Oh my god.
What is happening?
You need to use the ELT, okay? I think I did this to him. The bonfire, the party, I think my heat vision caused an explosion and it affected him somehow. Okay, well look, you can run that theory.
Really?
Dad, Jordan, hey, remember what Grandpa said? Dad's too busy saving the world. Look, he's not the only one that can do this.
Oh my god. I am the captain now.
Ooh. Ooh, no. Oh, whoa. God, he's glitching like a freaking J-horror movie.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
We need to get out of here now. We need Dad.
Oh, so much is happening.
It's the worst day to be Clark Kent.
Oh, yes.
Who goes down?
Dad.
Oh no. Whoa. Wow.
See how I did this, Joe?
Your heat vision caused a blast, but there was another material present, a yellow phosphorescence. We think that may have triggered the boy's metahuman development.
Says that he's going to go to a special school for kids with these sorts of abilities.
Wait, there's a special school for kids with powers? How many of these kids are there?
That's classified. But let's just say
Let's just say it's in the high 50s.
Why didn't you call me the minute you knew something was wrong?
Look, I may have misspoke.
Misspoke? You cannot tell the boys not to come to me for help.
This is the same toxic, honor above all else crap you used to pull on me when I was a kid.
Lois, please, this isn't about us.
No, it's about you and your parenting choices and how they sucked then and they still suck.
I made a choice to dedicate my life to the armed service.
You could have done both. That's what Clark is doing, and I see him struggle with it every day. So how dare you tell him he can't be the father he is because you never bothered to give it a go.
Oh, damn.
That Luther guy was right.
Better go find him right now.
But why would Dad need my help with the harvester?
Mom, can you stop being an investigative reporter for just 1 second? Surprised?
Oh, did he set up a date night?
Yay.
Madame.
What? Exalt.
I was thinking about all of those date nights that I've missed, and I thought we could play a little catch-up.
Oh,
dude, you romantic, you.
You fucking Clark, you made me all sappy.
Very good standing with me right now.
If you play your cards right, there may even be a massage in it for you.
See, now you're just spoiling me.
Well, you deserve to be spoiled. To know, beyond any doubt, no matter what's going on, what I'm up against. This, my time with you, is what gets me through everything else. My first thought of the day, and my last thought at night. I love you.
You've got to be kidding me.
Hey, Sam.
Clark? Sorry to intrude. There's a situation in Malawi. Not a priority yet, but my guess is it will be within the hour. I was calling Lois so she can fill you in, and you can decide for yourself.
She just went to the restroom, but I appreciate the heads up. I will let her know you called.
Damn.
Go.
I'll be fast, I promise.
I'll be waiting. Hey, I love you too.
He was lying.
Be so kind.
Ooh.
We now own the rights to this land, which holds enough ex-kryptonite to resurrect an army.
Assuming we can find enough willing candidates.
Ugh. Oh no.
Oh, fudge. So he's like building kryptonite slaves.
Yeah.
Kryptonian slaves.
Jeez,
or like Kryptonian workers. Yeah.
Just have his own, little coterie of Kryptonians.
How cool. What a sinister plan. I love that. That's so messed up. All right. Great episode, man.
Yeah.
Clark is a romance. I'm really hooked into this. I really am. Very, very hooked. I don't know where to begin. Well, things look like they're panning out well for Jordan on the football team. Let's get that out of the way.
The thing that panned out the best across this episode.
Across this whole episode, that was the best. All right,
Jordan's doing fine.
So far, right now, look. I felt like I had reasons to be concerned. I put out a pinned comment post on the last video. If you guys want to read it, I want to trudge up any old argument right now. I was like, okay, I feel like I'm being misunderstood on my concern here, my worry with him being on the football team. Not that I was completely against it, but I had a worry and a concern as to why. But as it stands, looks like the show is taking the direction where this is panning out great for him right now. Him being happier, having less anxiety. Maybe it has something specifically to do with Sarah. Maybe it has something to do with being on the football team. Maybe it's both. Either way, it was actually really refreshing to get an episode here with Jordan where he You know, he had a worry at one point when that guy, Tag, was displaying powers and he was concerned that he was responsible for it. That worry seemed to be valid considering that it looks like he was in part responsible for the metahuman evolution of this Tag character, right? So I actually liked that with Jordan. It was really refreshing to actually get an episode with Jordan where he seems like pretty positive for most of this, you know? It was refreshing. I liked the growth of his character. And then, of course, Jonathan's learning how to adjust to just being a support. Like, it's such a tough position for Jonathan to be in.
Absolutely.
How to just be a supportive ass brother, even though, like, every once in a while, whether it's through looks, whether it's saying something to his dad, saying something to Tag, there's always a little bit of something coming out of him where you could see there's resentment and bitterness building, and he's trying not to let it get to him. It's only human, and I feel like that's kind of like a great way to describe a lot of the discussions that this show has with its characters. I'm not talking about like what political themes I'm talking about, just like what characters they have here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like super character driven, and that's what's so lovely about it, I think, is because throughout this episode and even the previous ones, I feel like we were both sitting here going, damn, it's actually a really well communicated scene and really well sort of intended opening up of, the subtext of the characters themselves and what they're going through. Just the way the show articulates those things, whether they be in the world of Jordan and Jonathan. Like, I love that whole little thing they discuss about, like, yeah, he's not used to being on the outside of the social bubble, and so he's trying to find his way around that now. And I like that it's not super black and white with him. It's like, yeah, Jonathan is clearly not an alpha in this dynamic anymore, but he can kind of get around the party and whatever. But even between Clark and Lois, you know, in their moments, like before even the dinner scene at the end, when they're just having that conversation in the front room of their house about how Clark couldn't show up, he's busy, you know, in Metropolis and all that. Like, those were really tender and very human moments that didn't feel like they were obligatory because we need to check in with the characters before moving on. Like, they really felt natural within the context.
Well, this whole episode was mainly revolving around Clark having to balance all this without being overly, like, as an audience, we can pick up on that this is a lot he's having to balance. He's being pulled in every direction, and we don't need a scene that focuses solely in on Clark being like, I'm having a hard time. This is difficult. You know? We never get that scene, even though we can see it, like, especially by the time he arrives at the freaking
he's with
DOD,
the Department of
Defense.
DOD.
He's with the DOD, and when he shows up there, you could just see in Tyler's performance as Superman, just like, look, I'm here out of courtesy.
This is my responsibility.
You have no idea how difficult the past 24 hours
right now. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm doing my best right now, man. Him not showing up for the meeting with Morgan Edge, and then the conversation with Lois, I really love that, the way that was formed, because Lois could easily be put in the position in that given scene that a lot of TV wives get thrown into, where you're just like, God, you're annoying, and you're harping on his ass. Be understanding. Like, you see it happen all the way to Breaking Bad with Crystal Meth cooking husband, and then people are like, get off Walter's back, lady, you know? So it could easily, it's so easy for her to
it's a thankless role in a lot of ways. It can be.
But I loved the reason the therapy lines, because it was like literally uncovering every layer, I thought, in the dialogue that I love so much, of her being like, look, no, I'm fine. Seriously, I'm fine. Yeah. Okay, look, I get it. You're Superman. And I feel like this is irrational. Like, you can feel, it's just so human to be like, I get it. I understand. I really do. Underneath all this, I also have like my own personal feelings, and I'm trying not to get in the way of a logical thought process. But this is an emotional thing for me, and it's different. I'm trying not to put myself, like, that's so relatable and that's so human for such as larger than life context.
Yeah.
But we've all been in that situation, I think, in our lives, where it's like we might feel completely different than what our, you know, logical brain is telling us to think and feel about something. And then for her to even be like, in the moment of how I feel that I might regret tomorrow, yeah, this is how I feel that way. It's so true. Like, so much as I'm like, this is my irrational feelings.
You wanted to have this conversation right now, so right now, here's how I feel.
Yeah, I might regret something I'm saying right now, but, you know, like, I thought it was so well done. And then to end it on the the note. Because one thing I'll say about the CW shows, as much as this stands out in terms of how it's executed for being like cable quality or cinematic quality in certain moments, every one of these CW shows, I have not seen any of Batwoman, but what can I attest to all I've seen from the other ones is they always have such a big heart. And that heart can sometimes be incredibly corny and incredibly cheesy, but it still gets to my heart. Like, I still am moved by it, no matter how cheesy it is. And here, that's what that final moment reminded me of. It wasn't cheesy at all to me. It wasn't corny at all, how it was done here. But when they do get to that romantic element of bringing you back to Lois and Clark and like him having a date night and showing like, look, I'm really doing my best and I am trying to show that I really do care. That heart is such a big part of what makes a lot of these CW shows work generally, and I loved it being on display here. That was such a sweet scene. And so actually my favorite scenes in here are those two that we just talked about.
Yeah.
Specifically involving our title characters, you know, Lois and Clark, and having to balance being Superman amidst all this. There's so many interesting things we're weaving around. Even in the conversation with Lana and Lana and Kyle, it was going down such a tropey route at first. I feel like most TV shows would have done this with the way Morgan Edge was coming on semi-aggressively. Not aggressive, but you could tell that something was up.
Being forward, yeah.
And all his body language reads in a kind of an attraction level, like the way he communicates to her. And I feel like most TV shows, which is where I thought they were going, would be Kyle's support of Morgan Edge. Suddenly, it looks like Morgan Edge is flirting with Lana, and he would either get mad at Lana or Morgan Edge for this flirtatious behavior. Yeah. That's usually where shows go, 99% of the time. And then they had this different, more realistic flipperoo of like, look, Kyle, this is not about you. Yeah. This is about how uncomfortable I was made to feel. It doesn't matter if you thought he was flirting or not. He was making me uncomfortable.
This is what was really happening.
And you didn't seem to care about that because you were only stuck in the opportunist mentality of let's get ahead. I thought that was such a richly layered argument to have. I'm like, damn, this is so different than I expected it to go.
Well, and especially to reflect on him, like that gave his character a might more
gave that freaking one note thing about him.
Yeah, at least helped.
We're gonna get us jobs. Nothing else matters.
Yeah. Well, and it helped to pin that scene at the very end too, where they do have a little bit of a tender moment, you know, as a family, which is mostly just between the two of them because the kids think it's strange. But yeah, I liked at least getting a little bit of a human expansion on their situation together, and the scene even between Lana and Lois I thought was a nice one too. Like this one had a lot of character scenes that are sticking out just as shiny and bright as, you know, some of the cool action moments and stuff that we got too. Because like I loved watching him square off against Killgrave, and like the whole intro to Killgrave was really cool.
Who is that actor? I mean, I don't like guys. Some people missed the episode that we covered. We have not seen any of Supergirl. I've only seen her in all the crossovers and stuff, so I don't know if this Thaddeus Killgrave guy has appeared in other stuff, but the way he's treated kind of looks like he has. Brendan Fletcher, is that the guy who I'm thinking of? Let me make sure that's him. Yeah, Brendan Fletcher, that's his name. So we've seen him on like Goosebumps, Supernatural. He's in Arrow. He is in Arrow. Quite a few episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
And Freddy versus Jason. He's done so much.
He's
TV,
a character actor,
yeah,
and he's great here. Freaking fantastic. Couldn't remember his name at the time, but yeah, freaking fantastic actor. Like even the way that scene was executed, like we've seen that scene before. Guy in prison, and then one of those types of armored vehicles. And then there's some plan that he has, you know.
Yeah, he's gonna make quick work of these guys. Not gonna be a problem.
Give a
Super
monologue
easy.
before it explodes out of there.
Yeah.
Give his like perfectly timed monologue. But then the way it was shot is what made it feel so unique. Like yes, great performance on his end on the delivery of that monologue. But I love that we don't see the explosion.
Yeah.
A, it's a budget saver. B, it actually makes it cooler not to see it.
Yeah. Because now we're the cool guy not looking at the explosion collectively as an audience.
Yeah.
We know.
It's just a different way to capture the perspective, especially with how you cut to the people already being taken out. You know, his squad who was helping him was already on the go, like as opposed to watching all that happen. You know, doing the tire track thing,
using a bunch of B-roll from a bunch of already shot action scenes that have done this exact maneuver.
It was different. The character with Sam, though, he's frustrating in all the ways I think the show wants you to be frustrated by him.
Yeah.
Like he's a military dad.
Yes.
He's a hardcore military father. So everything that he does feels like, yes, this is what this guy would be like.
These would be his priorities and concerns.
These are his priorities. I love how it can relate back to the way Lois felt she was being raised by him. Like yes, we might be dealing with Superman and I wasn't Superman, but this conversation is very similar to all the things I heard growing up.
Yeah.
Like it's back to that mentality. And it's like he's looking at this 7743 project thingy Luthor gave him that was like apparently on Luthor's world they were buddies.
Yeah.
And Superman was evil, right? I know he's got it kind of in his mind right now of like, what if there was Superman became a threat? And I'm like, right now, Clark has done literally nothing other than standing up for himself in personal life matters that have now made you like really turn against him in a lot of ways. But it's like having that just in the back of your head. I feel like this show has a good sort of psychology focus around their characters. So it's like even though what Clark is doing is not anything evil, when you already have that planet in your head, you start looking for the things where you're like, is this a sign? Your mind just starts irrationally going down that path. And with someone in his position who kind of just views Clark as not just a human being, but like as the ultimate, most necessary human weapon we have.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
you are just on call at all times because that's what you're here for. It's like your function. Yeah.
And being like the military doesn't trust you. I'm the one who's trusting you, you know, like having that attitude and then feeling like cornered out by your own family and like all the blame. I think it's actually a richly layered thing as opposed to misunderstanding things that you're like, oh my, is Superman being evil? You know, like stupid things, but having this personal connection and using a lot of those to make him turn against Superman slowly is actually a really neat way to go about it. It makes the turn feel personal.
Oh yeah, he's a character for whom their comfort zone must dictate that he has to be thinking ahead and running all the possibilities and whatnot. And yeah, like at least some kind of contingency, especially when it seems like there's a wedge being driven, at least between him and the, you know, Kent family.
Right.
You know, even if it's not like an animosity thing, it still is a conflict that could easily grow. So yeah, it's like I understand why he would at least entertain the idea because it seems like he's losing his grip on Clark one way or the other.
My feelings about it are subject to change. We'll see how the show progresses. Then, of course, the Morgan Edge. I love Lois investigating. I love the scene that she had with Morgan Edge, just like cut past the bullshit. Like it just kept cutting him off. I
don't care where you're from.
I love it. It wasn't even just one line. I'm like, let's get to the chase. You know, it's like she just kept interrupting and being like, I don't care.
Don't try to pleasant talk me, man.
Stop. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's neat how it's all correlating. Why Morgan Edge is here. And I'm sure there might be something with the arrival of Clark Kent in Smallville that might be linked to whatever minefield of being able to create evil super soldier Kryptonians are linked in there. But yeah, I mean, my guess was that Kryptonian lady was spying in on their conversation. That's how she was able to step in and be like, I know what you wrote, or broken, or something like that, you know? Like using Kryptonians at your disposal is a pretty neat threat.
Yeah, because you got surveillance capability and every other kind of physical destructive capability.
And opening up the mines, which is what Kyle's been like pushing for to get everyone jobs. Is he a firefighter?
Yeah.
but opening up the mining work, it's neat how it's all tying together. It felt like for a while there was this like very specific plot going on in Smallville, Morgan Edge, all that, and then you have Superman's random adventures, but it's all. But now I'm waiting to see how the whole Luthor thing really ties in, because there's the first two episodes were about him as the main villain. So now I'm like, we've spent 2 episodes not with him.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking to see how it ties back into him now.
I'm feeling like there's going to be some sort of unlikely team up. If he knows how to kill Kryptonians and there's a Kryptonian army coming down the pike, like that could be a cool surprise later on in the season.
Would be. It's actually not a bad call.
Not
you heard it call, Johnny.
You heard. Get ready to cut back to this moment.
Yeah, not a bad call. And this whole thing with Tag too. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Why's he gotta be so poor?
Yeah, man.
Why
poor
you so
guy.
Why are you so poor?
Such a poor guy.
Why are you so poor?
Can't afford anything, you poro.
Apparently everyone in Smallville's so rich,
destitute,
that if you're poor, everyone's going to talk about how broke you are.
Yeah, and everything you do, they're going to link it back to that in some way, shape, or form.
How dare you suck at football, you're poor!
You're poor! If you had more money, you'd be better at football.
Like, damn. Like you're rubbing this guy's financial situation in his face. He's a teenager.
Isn't half the town struggling and out of work? Like, Jesus, you're like
What
the
is it,
one
just
dude
cheap?
here
Like, what
who's
is the-
rich as hell.
What's the specific thing? But yeah, I mean, they weren't exactly clear what his powers were, but it looked like some type of speedster ability.
Absolutely.
Like with his phasing and twitching, the zipping around, he just couldn't handle the control of his powers. I mean, that was a beautiful moment when Clark does show up to pick him up.
Yeah, yeah.
God. Guys, what'd you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down for Superman and Lois in the comment boxes. This was grand. Really am loving this show. Subscribe, click that notification bell. What did we not talk about that we should have talked about? You know how these go. Hit that like button. And let's also shout out some people who are pledged to our Daily Takes behind the scenes rewards here. They get a name call out. Let's do this. Chili Lemon Maiden.
Azar Sabir Hussein.
Pseudonymous Entity.
Olivia Del Guy.
JPQ Stevens.
T Magic Infinity.
John Byers. Sorry.
Kevin Casimiro.
Differently saying.
Adam Goldstein.
Nash Sanadiki.
Kelly Hales.
Jacob Gonzalez.
Levitt Odell.
Josh Barnes.
Sean Davis.
Oscar
Moskul.
the Jedi Bro.
Lauren American Horse.
Peter Pacheco.
Joanna St. Louis.
And Matthew Mensing. You are part of the first half of Honorary Rejects to be getting this shout out. Thank you so much for being part of our Patreon page. Hopefully you watch at least one thing there a month. Anywho,
Just one.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Thank you for
Thank you.
being our Patreon
You're
page.
the best.